It's Thursday night, so you know what that means. Welcome to the Highspots virtual gimmick table. I am thrilled because we have a guest in the studio, and I will allow that guest to introduce herself to all of you fans out there in internet land.
Hello, I am Zaya Brookside, currently with TNA.
Yeah!
That's good energy right there. That's what we need on a Thursday, right?
I'm hopped up on Red Bull. That's right.
You know why?
Why?
Red Bull gives you wings.
She's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, Miss Zia, we have some questions for you.
Here we go.
We have some questions for you. Well, first, first, I have to give you your gift. I give all of my guests gifts. You are no exception. This is some tea right here. It's because you're British.
How did you get this?
Tea. We ordered
You know
it.
this is my favorite tea, right?
Wow,
How
that's
did you
amazing.
know this?
Just you're Zia Brookside.
How did you
Come
know
on.
this? If you have not tried Yorkshire biscuit tea, I highly recommend it. It tastes like you've dunked a digestive in it.
Oh.
It's so good, and I'm almost out of them. And I was like planning my trip back to England just to go get more tea bags.
Now you've got more. You know that you can get them delivered on Amazon, like same day delivery, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You
I'm
can
like
just-
an old woman trapped in like a young person's body.
Amazon.com.
We type like this.
Yes, just like that,
Okay.
and they bring it right to your door. So my questions for you. First one is, who's Uncle Darren?
Uncle Darren?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Well, I mean, any of them. Or maybe the guy that trained you in wrestling.
Yes, that is my Uncle Darren. He wrestled as Darren Thunder Walsh, and he took over my dad's training school when my dad came out here.
And he trained you to become the wrestler that you are today.
Yes, he did.
How did you get the nickname Loovy Lou, and what does it mean?
Looby Lou.
Looby Lou.
Looby Lou. Well, my name is Zaya Louise. It's like hyphenated. So my dad would call me Looby or Looby Lou.
Oh. You're a fan of Avril Lavigne. Have you ever heard the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory?
Yes, I have. And did you see she did her first podcast yesterday?
Oh.
And the girl brought it up too. And she was like this. Like to her producer on the side. And I was like, oh, are we onto something here? I don't know.
Maybe. Can you please finish this song lyric for me? And I work in a market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out the shelter, buy a bigger house, and live in the suburbs.
Oh my God, it's coming to me.
It is a top hit song right now, by the way. That's a remake of a song from the 80s.
What is it?
So I remember we were driving in your car, speed so fast.
Fast car. Are we going Tracy Chapman or Luke Combs?
Luke Combs, I guess, for the
If we
fans
want to
that are
take
watching
it
right
country, yes.
now. Wait,
It was Tracy Chapman. Right?
speaking of country, do you have a country accent that you can give us?
What do you want me to say?
I mean, say anything. Just say something you
Say
think people
anything?
from the country would say.
From the country? We're going back to the ranch. Is it bad?
No, that was good. That
I
was
think
spot
it's
on.
alright.
We have
It's
some
spot
country
on.
folks in here. Do y'all think it was a good country accent?
Good. She did good.
And that's coming from someone from Tennessee.
Why are sheep kept on hills?
Why are sheep kept on hills?
Mm-hmm.
So their hooves don't rot.
See, now you guys just learned something new. Zia Brookside taught you something that you didn't know before. You once climbed a mountain?
I did.
Tell me about that.
Oh, it was horrible, but like so good at the same time. I did it for a hospice. It's called Rainbow's Hospice. It's a children's hospital for children that are unfortunately gonna pass away. And we wanted to raise money for them, so they decided we're gonna go climb a mountain. And I climbed the mountain fasted.
Oh.
I'd only had water all day, and we got to the top, and the weather was so bad.
Oh,
But
no.
it was brilliant. Like, you couldn't see anything, but just the experience and, like, pushing yourself to that was... I enjoyed it a lot. I like doing charity stuff.
Actually, you know what? I normally ask this question later. What are some charities, social issues, or causes that you think the fans at home should learn a little bit more about?
Well, I guess mine would be predominantly British. Rainbow's Hospice is huge. It's based in Leicester. The NSPCC. I love anything, honestly. The RSPCA in the UK, which would be... What do you guys call that?
ASPCA, I think.
Is it the... Yeah. Just go support everyone and anything and everything.
Speaking of the town you just mentioned, what's your favorite thing at the Space Center?
Oh my god. I won a modeling contract there once. And that was where I got presented my award. It was Little Stars 2006, so I would have been 8 years old.
So you won a modeling contract at 8 years old, and they gave it
Yes.
to you at a Space Center.
Yeah.
Was it a model for space?
No, it was just like in this newspaper, and then everyone would like put in the votes of which kid should win. And I won it, and I modeled for like 2 to 3 years after that.
Wow.
And then I started playing football, British football, and
Soccer.
I was like bruised all the time, and they were like, you need to pick one or the other because you can't model and have like all of these bruises on your legs.
And somehow you got into wrestling and did both.
Yes.
Speaking of wrestling, you did your first wrist lock in elementary school?
Oh my god. My dad loves telling this story. There was this bully in school, and yeah, I put him in a wrist lock.
Oh.
I would have been maybe around that age, 8, 9 years old. Yeah.
So you'd go to your photo shoot, then come home and kick some bully's ass on the schoolyard. I
Yeah.
feel it. What's your best golf score, and what course do you want to play the most?
I want to try Eagle Creek. My
Okay.
best score at the minute is 114. I was just talking about this. It's a 70 par course. It's not the best score, but I've only played 4 proper games. All of my other games have been scrambles. So my first game was in January, and I shot a 137. And on Monday, I shot a 114. So I'm getting there.
She's
I'm
going
getting
to the
better.
LPGA after this. That's
Yeah.
what she's going to do. Does Nick Nemeth know you were one of your first wrestling crushes? Does he know about that since y'all are in the same locker room?
No. And how did you know that?
I mean, you're Zion
That's
Brookside. Come
funny.
on now.
No, but I did tell him. So when I was in training, I always said I wanted to be the next, like the female version of Dolph Ziggler. Like that was my goal in wrestling, was to be that, and I did tell him that. Like I really looked up to him as a wrestler.
Speaking of wrestlers, what makes James Mason such a great wrestler?
He was fun. He really captures the British style, and that was what I was raised on. So he was my favorite wrestler growing up, like before I got into WWE and everything else.
You share a birth date with Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, John Mayer, Oscar Wilde, and Kenny Omega. Who's your favorite out of those 4?
John Mayer.
John Mayer. Got a round of applause from the audience.
Oh, music girl.
Speaking of music, your car radio once broke on a road trip. What'd you end up doing about it?
We sang the whole time.
How long was this trip?
Oh, it was me and my dad. It was like a 3-hour drive, and he put a CD into the thing, and well, there was already one in there, so it just jumped, and we just sang the whole way home. They like to call me a human jukebox.
Okay.
They'll just give me a line, and I'll just sing the whole song.
So what's your go-to karaoke song?
I'm not really a karaoke girl,
My
but it would have to
goodness.
be a guy's song. I can't sing female songs.
So John Mayer, that's
Yeah.
what she's telling
That
us
would be
right
cool.
here. Does your knowledge of psychiatry help you in wrestling?
Yeah. I think so. It helps you a lot with the fans. Like being able to step back and just be like, why are they that way? Or why is this person this way? I'm a huge fan of the human mind. Like, it's like when a kid's misbehaving, I don't really care what they're doing. We have to figure out why they're doing what they're doing.
Big facts for all you parents out there. Find
Yeah.
out why.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, who are the state champs and how'd you meet them?
Oh, I love them. I found state champs maybe in, 2015, 2016. I started becoming a fan of them. And I think I tweeted them one time and I was like, I'd love to use this as my entrance music. And then I started talking to them, and they had a show in England, which I'd already bought tickets for. I was like, I just want to go, like, see this
Just go
band.
rock out.
Yeah, I want to go be a fan. And then they actually hit me up and said, do you want to come and hang out backstage? And I was like, heck yeah, I do. So that's how that relationship kind of developed.
And then you got them to make your entrance music and all that nowadays.
Yes.
So go you.
I love it.
Who do you most relate to on the show Full House?
Full House?
Mhm.
I don't know. I haven't really watched it enough
Oh.
to know.
Oh, you got to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
and then
I
watch
started.
Fuller House.
Yeah, I started watching it all because I seen Fuller House came out, and I was like, well, I've binge watched every kind of thing that I could possibly have watched by now, so I started watching it, but I haven't watched enough to pick someone.
I'm gonna go with DJ Tanner. That's who my theory is on her. Where's the best place in the world to get a bite to eat?
A bite to eat? Italy.
Italy. Ooh.
I love Italian food.
Ooh.
Yes.
We should have gotten her Italian food instead of Chick-fil-A, guys. We got her Chick-fil-A instead of real Italian food.
Y'all weren't in the car, you don't know.
What are they doing? They're still bickering. Please plug everything you want to plug into that camera right there. Social medias, where they can find you on television, upcoming events, all that good stuff for the fans at home.
It's at Zaya Brookside on everything with an X. And I'm with TNA right now. You can watch us every Thursday on Access TV or on the TNA app afterwards.
Absolutely. And before we go, I'm going to hide out of frame. Can you just plug us here at highspots.com and Highspots Auctions? Just talk about what a great time, or maybe it wasn't a great time, who knows, that you had here at highspots.com and Highspots Auctions. I'm going to disappear while she does that, then I'll come back.
You want me to do it in the country accent?
However you want to do it. Whatever you want to do. It's your call.
I have had the absolute best time here today with Highspots. And they are doing incredible things for the wrestling industry and everything as a whole. They help us connect with you fans at home, and you can log on highspots.com, get your pre-orders for upcoming events and people, and get all of these beautifully signed items that we did today. Thank you.
Everybody, this has been Zia Brooks.
Oh my, stop it.
This has been Zia Brookside. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a minute with more VGT.